Alright, usually I make these performance review videos for my main channel where I go over the analytics of what's happening behind the scenes, but I like to share with you guys exactly what's happening with Ben 10, why the viewership is so fucking high right now actually, how we're pivoting from Beyblade, and was Shogun Steel actually worth watching? So, let's take a little review of our second channel. What is the point of my second channel? Well, my main channel is literally just me making as many videos on many different topics as possible. My main channel gets uploads 8 videos a day. And we cover so many random bullshit over there because it's kind of the way that we started. It's not my intention that this channel became variety content, but because in the beginning of my YouTube journey, I had no clue how a reaction channel is supposed to be built. I had no clue of the importance of building a community and staying true to one single topic and building on. I basically brute forced this channel, and it took us such a long time. Just bringing some random shit here. I'm gonna give you guys, here it is. This is a graph that I just, showed the boys on my main channel regarding the lifetime growth right now for my first channel. And you can see that like here, literally for like half of my first, and this is my second channel by the way, my first channel, I worked on it for about a year. Copyright issues happened and I was a noob, didn't know what to do with the counter strikes. I deleted that channel out of fear that if I get terminated, I'd get banned on YouTube. And then I wasted a year and built my second channel. And after I built my second channel, you can see that for like another year and a bit, there was no fucking growth. And do you know why that's the case? It's because when you're doing reaction content, or if you're just doing just content on YouTube, the worst thing possible you can do is to put your eggs in so many baskets that it fragments your audience. People coming in to watch, let's say, Danmachi, don't give a fuck about Class of the Elite. People coming in to watch Class of the Elite don't give a fuck about this, and so on and so on. If you're covering so many different shows because you think that covering trending topics as much as you can, casting the widest net possible is like the best way you can start like a reaction channel, you are so wrong. And how do I know this? Because I've been here. I've done this. And I know exactly what it takes to change. And what changed? Well, have you noticed again, many different channels that pops off so hard because they only do One Piece reactions. They only do Naruto reactions. Because I was never able to get on board with that kind of strategy, and because I was already brute forcing this to the point that this became basically like a variety channel, which I'm proud of now. There's actually very pros and cons of making a variety channel versus, let's say, a single, investing in only one thing channel. I wanted to have a pet project where I decided, fuck it, let's try to cover only one thing on the second channel and see, will the viewership actually be good? Where's my music at? And in the beginning, you'll notice that there wasn't that much happening at all. In fact, nothing really was popping off, right? We covered Hazbin Hotel because I did a little market research. I looked at like cartoon channels, Western media channels, what are they covering? And I noticed that Hazbin Hotel was getting a lot of views. So I went in on it, but I did not get that viewership. And then after doing this, I thought logically it makes sense to go to Hell of a Boss because it's like it's basically a series made from the same author. I thought that the audience currently existing from Hazbin Hotel would enjoy it, but it actually performed worse. And after we did all this, we kind of started to do Gravity Falls too. Just like a random Gravity Falls videos, and I tried my best to cover this, but nothing was changing. And then everything changed once I reacted to Beyblade. But not just Beyblade, I did in every opening and ending reaction video. And why did this hit so hard? Well, here's the thing. And here's the analytics on my side. And I'll show you the lifetime chart here, right? See the lifetime chart over here? You'll notice that like up until this part, literally nothing fucking changed, right? Literally nothing changed here, right? If we look at the content, maybe we can see like a graph here that will depict this a little bit better. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna bring it over here. Let's bring this here. And all right. Like literally nothing happened all the way until we hit this part. And the reason why this happened is because I've noticed that anime openings always do so well. I don't, in any type of all intros, all opening reactions, this is the best way to start a reaction channel. Even if you don't like reacting to music, myself, I still think it's so fucking cringe that all I'm doing is just sitting there and just shaking my head and saying, wow, this music is great. It's what people want. It's very accessible. It's easy to watch. You don't have to watch every episode following up. It's just simple music reactions that's very accessible to a lot of tourists. And once the algorithm hit and we got that Beyblade audience, I realized that the best thing I can do for myself is to only cover Beyblade. I made the decision to drop Gravity Falls because look at this shit. Beyblade, I made a first episode reaction after that, 6.3k views, great. Then went back to Gravity Falls, 475. The change is so drastic. If I kept making Gravity Falls videos there, then you are continuously gonna send bad signs to the algorithm where it's just like, huh, your Gravity Falls videos is not responding to the Beyblade audience, and your Beyblade up videos don't really respond to the Gravity Falls audience. And the more that I commit into Gravity Falls, I guarantee you that the Beyblade viewership would have gone down because you're fragmenting the audience. I said, fuck it. I'm gonna only do Beyblade. And we even doubled down on doing every JP openings, and alas, every opening reaction does always well. And from there on, it's been smooth sailing, right? It's been absolutely smooth sailing as the trajectory of our channel was quite profound, right? This is actually really great. Like, straight up. Look at this shit. For about half a year, right? For about half a year, we had steady growth going so well. And then what happened? Well, the ride doesn't just continue like that. Because this, right now, is borrowed power. Meaning, while yes, a lot of people are tuning into my channel to watch these Beyblade reactions, they're not really all community members, right? They're not all community members. A lot of the people watching my content only watch me because of Beyblade. And that's perfectly fine. And I appreciate that you're watching my content for Beyblade. But once the Beyblade dies down, if you don't have a pivot strategy, if you don't know how to like exit out of Beyblade, your channel will fall off so fucking fast. And I'm sure you guys have seen time after time, random reaction channels popping out of nowhere, getting a lot of views covering one thing. And then once that dries up, they try to force down a random show down the audience's throats. But the average viewership just fucking tanks, right? It just fucking tanks. And the idea for me was that once I finished Beyblade Metal Fury, maybe I should go into Beyblade Burst. Now, if you guys have been actually watching my videos covering, you know, what's happening with Beyblade Burst, the copyright holders of Beyblade Burst are very, very ruthless. They continuously strike down channels like Nappy Rick, you know, React Zones, and it's not fun to fuck around with that. So I decided, you know what? We don't need to rely on Beyblade Burst. I bet that if we did Beyblade Burst, the carryover from, you know, the Metal Saga onto Burst, and we have like another years of content, would have been fucking amazing. I would have had more easy content to farm, and the line would have just kept going up, right? I bet it would have done something like that. But instead, I decided, all right, let's take some time and let's cover Shogun Steel, which is a show that nobody actually cares about. But the reason that I committed so hard to Shogun Steel, despite all these fucking loser kids saying, bro fell off, wow, your viewership is trash now, no one cares about, you know, Shogun Steel, why are you watching this? The reason is because the people saying that are not my community. They're random fucking children who bandwagon from one trend to another. What's really important is that you consolidate into your community. And at this point, that's reflective of what my true community is after I farmed the tourists from Beyblade Metal Saga. Of course the viewership is gonna tank. Are you retarded? Of course, when the tourist goes away and when you're watching something that nobody really asked for, the people that actually stick around to watch you for you, that is the true audience. And I believe me investing 1 month, biting the bullet, and dedicating myself to Shogun Steel was actually a great idea. It was a nice conclusion for the Metal Saga, but on top of that, it also creates this like strong bond of what my actual community is so that we can launch off after that. And after this happened, notice this fucking spike? Notice this extreme spike here? It's the same shit that happened right over here, right? I led in with all Ben 10 openings. And not gonna lie, I was like, what if this doesn't work? If this didn't work, then I'd probably fish around and do like every Inazuma 11 opening, every Ninjago opening until something hit so that we could have another resurgence of new people coming in and build off the audience. But thank God that I actually, curated a poll, right? I asked you guys, which reactions do you want next? And I literally run the same shit with my old channel, right? I make you guys pick the show that we want to watch, and we have a poll on it. And Ben 10 won. And because that happened, I made an all opening video and it started to pop off. Let's look at the analytics for the all openings, right? It was a little bit of a slow start, but it actually did quite well later on. In the beginning, it was going, and it's very sticky right now. There's no plateau. You know what I mean? So usually the life cycle of any video for most videos is that it curves downwards. Meaning in the beginning, it's nice, then it's always going to be like this. And we'll have obviously people leaving, but please, if you don't care about my content, I don't need you here. Unsubscribe. We need to trim the fucking fat. But the life cycle of videos is usually like this. The opening reactions is very sticky. It's gonna keep getting views like this constantly. In fact, if I look at the most viewed video and we look at, let's say, all Beyblade openings, I bet both videos perform the same, right? Let's look at this shit. See? It's not really plateauing. It continuously keeps going up because they're quite high performing, and opening reactions is just so accessible. The Ben 10 finally hit the algorithm. We got a new influx of brand new people coming in. We need more time to process for this to actually show because obviously this is just January 5th date right now. But there's a lot of new people coming in to our channel right now, straight off of Ben 10, right? We got 156 off the opening. We got 166 off the episode 1. Things are going great. The sub to not sub split is about 70-30, which is a great sign. Contrary to popular belief where you see YouTubers saying, wow, there's 90% of you that's not subbed and only 10% that's subbed, please hit the sub button. That's a great problem to have. It means that the algorithm is actually testing your content to a wider audience than before rather than limiting it to your immediate audience. So we're now exposed to Ben 10. And my best interest is to only cover Ben 10. And that's what we're gonna do all year fucking long. And it's gonna do well. I know it's gonna do well. It's literally gonna be the same thing that happened to Beyblade. Let's look at the graph here. The graph right now is showing the audience tab. The purple is the returning viewers. The blue is new viewers. You'll notice that obviously in the beginning when the Beyblade opening hit, we got an influx of many new people coming in. But as you only cover one topic, there's not going to be that much new people coming in, but a lot of returning viewers as they become more and more community members. And now we have a new spike here too. Ben 10's popping off, and we're going to only cover Ben 10. Now, here's a little extra content that you guys maybe not really care about, but you'll notice that my main channel, the average viewership is much lower than my second channel. And it can only be lower. Despite the fact that we have 4K subs here, and we're reaching almost 30K subs here, because I upload so many different content of so many different topics, what happens is you're fragmenting the audience, right? So let's look at this. When you have an audience, and this is like a big circle of audience, right? Basically, this is my second channel. Everyone is Ben 10 enjoyers. Everyone is Beyblade enjoyers. And because everyone cares about one thing, because I'm only working one thing, it's so easy to capitalize on the average viewership here. But my second channel, sorry, my first channel though, we have a lot of different people in here. Some people only enjoy, random fucking isekais. Some people only enjoy rom-coms. Some people only enjoy ecchi stuff. Some people only enjoy drama. Some people only enjoy slice of life. Some people only blah, 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 blah. And because of this, I can't utilize all 30,000 subscribers into one video. And that's why the average viewership is so low compared to my second channel where everybody is into one thing. And this is the pros and cons. The pros of focusing on one thing only is that your average viewership will be way higher. Rather than uploading so many different videos trying to maximize viewership, if you're accurate enough, if every video you're making is accurate to that specific audience you have, it's so easy to scale up the recommendation system so that the views go out. The more videos you make on a topic that aligns with your audience, the more views you're naturally gonna get. That's why we're hitting shit like this, right? Obviously, there's also the combination of these two episodes being one of the most peak episodes, but what I'm trying to tell you is the more focused you are into one single topic, the better you can perform an average viewership. But if that's the case, should everyone just do this? Not really. Because while the average viewership is high as fuck, there's a negative aspect to this. And the negative aspect is you can only make content off of one topic now. And what? Maybe I could upload 2 to 3 videos a day. But can I make 8 videos a day of Ben 10 and upload it daily? Would it get the same level of viewership? I don't think so. There's like viewer fatigue and saturation, right? So now I'm limited to like the volume of content that I can pump out is limited because I'm focusing on only one thing. And that's a con. If it truly was that easy for me, like why don't I just, again, I'm uploading 8 videos on in my main channel. Why don't I just do that here? Wouldn't I simply just keep getting more views like this? I do not think that would ever happen because of viewer fatigue. So what does that mean? Should I then diversify my channel and cover so many different topics? You could. There's many channels that's running multiple series at once that's been voted in. But your average viewership will start to decrease as now you're fragmenting the audience. You're gonna have something like this. Not everyone that enjoys Ben 10 is gonna care about Transformers or whatever, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or what something else, right? And there is a limitation in this strategy of focusing on one single thing. What really is nice about this project is the fact that I don't have time to make more content for my second channel. And because I only have one video that I can record into my second channel, it only makes sense that I would go into this strategy to scale as best as possible, to focus on one single topic, and to reap the benefits of doing that. But if I were to have it between my second channel and my main channel, I would pick my main channel every fucking day of the week. And why is that? Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the monthly viewership. While yes, my individual videos may not get that many views on like an average viewership basis, because of the sheer amount of volume that I can pump out on so many various topics, I'm not limited by anything. I'm not dependent on any single topic. Everything is community driven. Let's look at this and let's look at Kaka TV2. Right? Kaka TV2, obviously we can't be comparing, you know, a channel of 30k subs and like, let's say a channel of like, let's say 4k subs. But if we're comparing only average viewership, you might think that my second channel gets more monthly viewership than my main channel. But that's far from the case. My second channel gets, you know, 200k, which I think is pretty respectable for a channel this size. But my main channel is so broad and diverse that even if I'm fragmenting my audience like this, they continue to still grow. And I'm not limited to any trend. Once you tie yourself down to one single topic or trend and that shit goes away, you're out of content. This channel is variety personality based now. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I have the creative freedom to literally do what I want, and it's gonna steadily grow and grow and grow. This is a place where I can truly highlight, you know, my, I guess, personality and commentary and evolve it from just anime reactions. So the main channel, I'm very glad that I accidentally started like this, covering so many diverse shit, which is the worst fucking way possible to start a channel. But if you think about it in video game terms, variety horizontal scaling channels like this are terrible in the early game, but they scale up so high in the late game. This is a late game hyper carry channel where it's very sustainable. Sustainable because I can continuously cover weekly content, seasonal content that keeps coming out. I can continuously ask my community what you guys want to watch and watch old shows, and I'm not dependent on anything. I can continuously grow and grow and grow with the amount of creative freedom I have. But the fucking thing about this channel is that I can't do that. You're locked into one thing only, and here's a scary thing. Once you're done all, like, what if this video didn't hit? What if the Ben 10 opening channel only hit? Would I then be fishing around for other stuff? There's a little bit of scariness with the exodus of what happens when you finish your main series that you're covering, then you're trying to pivot. A thing that a lot of people don't want to also tell you is what happens on Patreon. The people that subscribed on Patreon through Beyblade Reactions was phenomenal. But once Beyblade died, as in it's finished and we're going to Ben 10, do you think all those people are sticking around? No. You see a drastic decrease in Patreon subscriptions because all those people only cared about Ben 10. Now, a couple of them, about half of them did stick around, and it's starting to grow more as we get more Ben 10 enjoyers coming in. But the point of this is that when you focus on one thing only and you pivot hard, even if you do succeed, the loss of that initial venture will be way more significant compared to a situation where you're steadily building up an audience, diversifying your portfolio into so many different categories like that. So that's pretty much it. I know that a lot of people watching this probably have no fucking understanding of what I'm talking about. Most people are just gonna comment and say, where's the next fucking Ben 10 episode at? But for the few people that actually do care about how content creation actually works, how do people run reaction channels? Why do my videos get more views than other people's channels despite me being a smaller sub size? Why does my main channel get more or less views even though my second channel is bigger than that, right? Hopefully you guys have learned a little bit from this and my entire strategy revolving like the second channel, which is again, vertically investing, only one topic, scaling as hard with the recommendation system as possible, focusing on like, let's say, you know, quality rather than quantity, right? It's more like being accurate as possible, where even though I'm uploading only one video, every video will get so fucking high views because I'm so accurate, compared to the second channel where I am just shotgunning the shit out of everything, covering everything. We're going to be taking a lot of L's. We're going to get in a couple of dubs, but eventually you can grow. So two totally separate strategies. Hopefully you learned something.